Watching Tales from the Crypt. 99 and 44, 100%. Pure horror feels like stepping into a world where the grotesque and the absurd coexist in a perfect, horrifying harmony. From the opening scene, where the camera slowly pans across the grimy, smoke-filled streets of an unnamed city, one immediately senses that this is not merely a story about crime or murder, but a satire of the very society that fosters such horrors. The title itself is a playful nod to both the commercialism of horror and the over-the-top violence that audiences have come to expect. This episode presents a fascinating interplay between narrative tension and black comedy, and it manages to engage viewers on multiple levels. The first sequence introduces us to the protagonist, a cold-blooded but strangely charismatic gangster who operates in a world where moral lines are not just blurred, but obliterated. One memorable sequence features a hapless rival who finds himself trapped in a room full of malfunctioning machinery. The tension is palpable, yet the absurdity of his predicament, falling into a vat of neon green liquid that is inexplicably labeled as 100% pure horror, elicits laughter and horror simultaneously. This delicate balance between terror and comedy is a hallmark of the episode, and it requires precise timing in both writing and performance. The actors excel at maintaining this balance, delivering lines with a deadpan seriousness that contrasts sharply with the over-the-top nature of their circumstances. One cannot help but be reminded of the classic horror films of the 1970s and 1980s, where exaggerated villains and impossible situations were standard fare. Yet here, the episode transcends mere imitation, using these tropes to comment on contemporary societal obsessions with violence, consumerism, and sensationalism. Another scene that demands attention is the moment when the protagonist confronts his own mortality. Unlike traditional horror, where death is sudden and brutal, here the approach is satirical and ironic. The character debates with a figurative representation of death, a skeletal figure that offers sardonic commentary on the protagonist's life choices. This scene, both theatrical and grotesque, emphasizes the self-awareness of the episode. It reminds the audience that horror does not have to be purely visceral. It can be cerebral, questioning, and deeply ironic while still maintaining its chilling impact. Throughout the episode, recurring motifs reinforce the thematic core. Mirrors, for instance, are used not simply for reflection but as a metaphor for distorted reality and moral decay. Characters often confront their own reflections at moments of extreme stress, revealing inner fears and hypocrisies. The cinematography here is impeccable, with close-ups that linger just long enough to unsettle without tipping into gratuitousness. The music and sound design further enhance the atmosphere. An eerie, jazz-infused score underlines scenes of violence and tension, creating a surreal contrast between what we see and what we hear. The sound effects, from the mechanical hiss of traps to the squelch of organic material, are heightened to almost comic proportions, adding to the grotesque humor. Interestingly, the episode also explores issues of power and corruption. The protagonist's manipulation of those around him, often through intimidation or absurd schemes, reflects a broader commentary on societal hierarchies. There is a perverse pleasure in watching these elaborate plans unfold, and yet the underlying message is clear. Unchecked power breeds both absurdity and destruction. The narrative structure cleverly plays with expectations. Twists are both shocking and ludicrous, reinforcing the unpredictable nature of this world. Just when the audience thinks they understand the rules, the story upends them, creating a disorienting but captivating viewing experience. In many ways, this episode functions as a microcosm of the entire Tales from the Crypt series, condensing its signature blend of horror, black comedy, and moralistic storytelling into a concentrated dose of dark entertainment. The interplay between grotesque imagery, witty dialogue, and clever plotting creates a tapestry that is as intellectually stimulating as it is viscerally engaging. On a personal note, viewing this episode evokes memories of early horror anthology experiences where each tale carried a unique moral or satirical bite. There is a thrill in anticipating not just the scares, but the twisted humor and ironic justice that unfolds in each scene. The episode challenges viewers to laugh at horror while simultaneously being disturbed by it, a delicate balance that few works achieve with such finesse. Ultimately, 99 and 44, 100% pure horror is an exemplar of its genre, showcasing the creativity, daring, and irreverence that Tales from the Crypt is known for. It pushes boundaries while remaining rooted in storytelling, demonstrating that horror need not be one-dimensional. Its rich visual style, sophisticated humor, and complex narrative structure make it a memorable and influential entry in the series. This episode reminds us that horror, when executed with intelligence and audacity, can entertain, provoke thought, and linger in memory long after the final frame has faded to black. In conclusion, the episode is not merely an anthology tale. It is a statement on the nature of fear, violence, and societal absurdity. Every frame, line of dialogue, and plot twist contributes to a meticulously crafted universe where horror is both a spectacle and a mirror reflecting the follies of humanity. The grotesque humor, stylistic daring, and moral undertones create an unforgettable experience, cementing 99 and 44, 100% pure horror as a standout in both horror and dark comedy, a tale that rewards repeated viewings with new insights and fresh thrills.